happen. Afternoon, everyone. It's Roxy and Shannon today on the Spine Tuesday. How are you, Shannon?
I am hanging in there, doing all right. How about yourself, dear?
I'm good. It's a Tuesday. It's not Monday anymore, so we're all good.
Right.
We're past Monday. We're one more day into this whatever we're calling this because we're not quite sure it's reality anymore.
We passed the Monday blues. Woohoo.
Well, we're coming on a fine Tuesday, folks. And before we get sidetracked with all the things we're going to talk about today, first I want to remind you we got the tinfoil hat contest going on. We didn't mention it yesterday on the show because we got sidetracked. If you'll go to, let's see, hang on, I'll pull up the screen. On the website, on the main website, right here, you can click on it. It tells you all about it. It's a tinfoil hat contest. Are you going to be partaking, Shannon?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely. I'm on hat number 3. Thank you very much. Shannon, myself, Daniel, the team, we cannot win,
No,
but we will be entered into our own category.
that's
Um,
right.
all you have to do is build your hat and send us a picture. You don't have to put your real name on it. You can put your screen name on it, whatever, but it'll be anonymous when everybody's voting. Website members can go on and vote once per day once we post all the pictures in the gallery. There will be prizes. We're going to do a plaque or a trophy. This is to be a member of the Tinfoil Hat Club. I Daniel and I have figured out that we might as well just make fun of the fact of they call us conspiracy theorists and tinfoil hat wearers. We ain't been wrong yet. So
Well, and like it's so funny because I was already making one for my comedy show because I was pretty much on that same tier line of making fun of these things. It's so great. Great
well
minds think alike.
the tinfoil hat thing is if you go and read the government document, they actually created it and made a joke about it and put it out to make fun of anybody who was questioning the narrative.
Yep.
But anyway, folks, join us in the tinfoil hat contest. We'll be looking for your submissions, instructions and rules, things of that nature on there. You don't have to send the hat in for us to judge. It's just going to be by pictures. This is all in good fun, but we're trying to keep it that you can use like poster board, cardboard, glue of some sort, tape, tinfoil. It's all tinfoil. You can be as elaborate or as non elaborate as you want to be. It will be anonymous voting. As you see, there are some beautiful, beautiful tinfoil hats here for
Just,
reference.
just so you guys know, a little hint, a little tip. Um, Being a hairdresser, they have a lot of like pre-cut foils available. You could probably get it at your local Sally's or beauty supply. The professional ones might have a little more choice, but I'm sure you can even order it on Amazon. But they have tin foil in all kinds of designs, colors, you name it. It's out
Yes.
there. So you can get colorful with your
And there
tinfoil
is a
hat very
difference
easily.
in like generic aluminum foil, heavy duty aluminum foil. It'll hold shapes different. My first creation is a Mad Hatter's hat. That one's already done. Um, and I did one that looks like a Hershey's Kiss, I think. And the other one, I'm still working on. They're works in progress. But as I do, and I did the first one, and it gave me a better understanding of how kind of to manipulate the aluminum foil to get it to do what I wanted it to do. Because it's not as easy as it looks. But anyway, back to the website. We're getting distracted on tinfoil hats. On the main page, you see over here, there's the new Supernatural team. We have the show schedule because now that we're the Supernatural Network, we are trying to work it out so everybody kind of has a day and you kind of know what's coming and making a schedule, trying to get on that schedule and stay on that schedule. I said try, folks. We're not promising, but
We're only
there's
human.
we're only human. We all have lives, and none of this is paying us. So, other than donations, we're working for free. We're actually working in the negative. But anyway,
Mhm, mhm.
uh, we got the Supernatural shop over here, the merch shop with the T-shirts in it and different things. I don't think my internet's gonna load it for me today. But anyway, all kind of cool stuff on there. Check it out. Go to the website, sign up. And for anybody who doesn't know, we have the Beyond the Veil. which is like the green room time before most time we go on air, which won't be happening to me and Shannon because me and Shannon get on, it's like go. We got like 3 minutes.
Yep.
But today, Shannon and I have decided on a couple of things we were going to discuss. We are going to discuss what's up under that black thing right there and these lovely little looking demonic creatures.
Hmm.
So I think the Labubu, that's you. My grandchild won't hit one of these. I will not buy them. I refuse.
Okay, so just to touch base on it a little bit, I don't know how many people have heard about this. I personally had only heard about it probably like 2 months ago, quite randomly, just scrolling through stuff as I usually do, going down different rabbit holes. And this thing popped up, and I'm like, what in the world is this? It's like a new Furby or whatever, Beanie Baby or whatever fad is going on, right? Well, I look further into it, and it turns out this thing is quite demonic. There are people who have experienced demonic things with this, but let me give you a little bit of a background on this. And just so you know, this isn't just children that are purchasing these. Yes, it is marketed to children, which is very disturbing in itself, but it's marketed to adults of all kind. There is an artist out there named Lizzo. She has a song all about her Labubu doll. There's what do you call it? A K-pop star who really kind of made this out into the forefront for everybody to obsess over it. And we have situations where grown adults are lining outside these stores for just hours and hours, staying overnight, getting into fist fights and freaking out over these dolls, not just for their children but for themselves. There's this whole thing too where you have these mystery packages where I mean, these things are like $70 on up, and we're talking into the hundreds. But these mystery boxes, you don't know which Labubu you're gonna get, and there are these particular special edition ones that are, of course, worth so much more, and so it's like gambling. These people buy probably about 10 at a time, and they sit there and unbox it on screen like they're gambling for the winning prize, and children are following suit in this. But again, so let me give you a little bit of a background, okay? The Labubu began life not as a toy, but as a character in an illustrated story series called The Monsters, created by Hong Kong born illustrator I don't Casing Lung. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
That's what it looked like to me.
Right. Immersed in Nordic folklore since childhood, he brought to life a whimsical tribe of elf like creatures known as Labubus, mischievous yet endearing beings with pointy ears, wild expressions, and notably exactly 9 sharp teeth. Casing Lung, born in Hong Kong, later based in Belgium, grew up reading Nordic fairy tales and folklore, especially the works of Hans Christian Andersen. He's a Danish fairy tale writer, and Scandinavian troll legends. These stories often featured mischievous forest creatures, tricksters, goblins, or elves who were both playful and a little scary. Labubu was designed in this vein, cute but unsettling, with a wide grin full of sharp teeth. Now, 9 teeth, right? The fact that there's 9 of them in Norse mythology, the number of 9 reoccurs often. 9 realms, 9 nights of Odin hung on a tree, yada, yada, yada. Lung has mentioned 9 teeth as a fixed trait of the Labubu, which could be, sorry, it's hard to read, guys, could be a nod to that symbolic numerology. elf troll hybrid looking things, right? Labubu resembles the symbolic forest trolls of the Nordic fairy tales, wild haired, big eyed, and trickster like, but reimagined in a cuter collectible form. Seasonal and folk themes as well. Some Labubu by series are in Viking inspired outfits, winter costumes, and folklore motifs, directly tying into the Nordic storytelling. Now, there's so much more to this too, and tying into the Pazuzu demonic idol being, which I know if any one of you have ever seen Exorcist, then you would probably know what I'm talking about, especially Exorcist 2. I think it was more prevalent in that storyline. But even The Simpsons has, of course, an episode where they are depicting that. It's like the Labubu doll, but it's the Pazuzu doll. And Homer gets the baby Maggie a Pazuzu doll, and they're all excited about it. But of course, all these demonic things happen. It's in one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes, and it's also known that in this Nordic folklore, they're also known as the devil's pets. They have created such a merchandising game with this particular character, and the popularity has gotten so immense that these things have just kind of taken over in the fad world. And the biggest problem that I'm seeing is that these things they come in all these different sizes. You can attach it to your purse, you can attach it to all these things, so they go with you everywhere. And the stories that I've heard, which you can look up, there's several of them on, of course, TikTok and YouTube. There's several people who have gone down this rabbit hole in the last couple of months, just kind of going, what in the world is this? But there are many stories of people having demonic activity at night in their dreams. And the thing that really stood out to me the most with this is, I'm not sure if any of you have ever heard of Russ Dizdar. Um, may he rest in peace. But his research and coming out with the whole Black awakening um, thing, which he has come to find out through his many, many years of research, or did, because again, he's no longer with us, that there are many, many people in the world who have been through trauma based mind control of some sort, a lot of the times through SRA and in different forms, that they have been subconsciously trained to awaken at a specific moment in time to do something in regards to basically end times, the apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? That this is something that's widespread and it's all over the world. And he's found many, many cases of these people who are saying the same stories and remembering these things as they get older and their mind control breaks. And they,
Hmm.
those types of things. So the thing about the Black awakening and tying into these Labubu dolls, which this isn't again the first type of idol type demonic idol that has been a fad to put in your home. Of course, reaching out to children, but adults getting obsessed over and spending ridiculous amounts of money for these things and collecting just hordes of it. I mean, it's such a materialistic thing as it is, but the thing is that with these demonic idols that are getting placed in your home, that are being put on you 24/7, it's it's like that mischievous spirit that's within it is trying to awaken you and possess you to become that. It's part of that awakening. And there are many, again, stories that you can find out there where people feel like they were being attacked and worried of possession of this thing, of this demonic spirit that's within these things. and they've destroyed it. I've seen people, set fire to them, the ones who have actually gotten it. But I mean, we're talking, this is so huge all over the world. It's such a huge fad. I'm now seeing it in the gas station. I'm seeing it at the grocery store. They have macarons or macaroons, however you pronounce it, that are Labubu. I mean, it's everywhere. And that in itself is very unnerving. Like the Furby dolls, they found out that there was spyware embedded into those things. I mean, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Teddy Ruxpin, but there was even a conspiracy back then that there was spyware embedded into those things. And that was back in the 80s. I had one of those things.
Girl,
They
they
were,
don't need spyware into La Boo Boo.
no, they,
Everybody's got an Alexa now.
right, but get this, right? We're heading into an era where they're pushing the whole wearables technology,
Oh
right?
yeah, I haven't put mine on in a minute.
So imagine, I mean, it's not just watches or clothing that it's in it. It's all these little Labubu dolls or all these little things that are tracking every little move and making sure that their little minion that they have to keep an eye on is doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like there's tracking devices in underwear
Oh yeah, they found them in
through,
all kind of
and all
Victoria's
kinds of
Secret stuff.
things. So it's not far off. It's not far fetched to believe that maybe the whole wearable device, it's like a way of conditioning you to be excited about that. Well, if we put it in these exciting things that everyone's obsessed over that are already demonically possessed, I mean, there's multiple layers to it. But I mean, the biggest thing to me is that there is obviously demonic presence that are put within these dolls, and the obsession over them, and collect the collection of them in so many different homes, meaning that the spirit is just exponentially spreading. And
Well,
imagine if it does end up possessing a lot of these people, like some of these people who have come out to tell their stories are saying, hey, I really weirded out with this. I think it's demonic. I feel like it's trying to possess me. I mean, that in itself is like, think of how many there are out in how many homes and all over the place. That is why I'm like, okay, there's more to it than it just being a creepy doll.
well, there's some really creepy versions of it that have been made. I mean, like,
Yeah.
like you're saying how they make particular ones. Let's see. Come on, share the screen. Check this little one out. This is a hard vinyl one.
Yep.
Is it that,
Yeah.
that
Like that
that's
is straight up. Hi, Satan.
hi, I'm Satan. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
more of
just
them.
the thing is, too, is that there's a whole cartoon that's based off of this character, right? I mean, it's hugely popular. There's even amusement parks now that are trademarking and keep, putting out that character in a costume and
Well,
promoting it.
see, the first thing that hits me when I look at these things are okay. When you're let me find one that's I don't know, it took me to
It's like,
Etsy. I was not
imagine having everyone having several Annabelle dolls in your home.
yeah. Well, when you're looking at these things, I know these are hard plastic ones. These aren't the furry ones, but when you look at them, to me, how the fur like comes around the vinyl face, that to
Hmm.
me almost symbolizes a costume. Like it's this furry little costume with the cute little ears, but the
Right.
demon is inside. Does that
Right.
make sense? So that's what
Exactly.
I see when I look at them.
Can is it possible for you to pull up a picture of what the actual folklore um, creature that it comes from in the Nordic folklore?
Sure we can. Let's open a new window.
I can't remember what it's called.
Can't even spell today. I can't even spell Google today. Lord. Let's see. How should we search that? Told you can't spell. Let's see if it'll give us an image. And see, Demon Pazuzu comes up because there's
Right,
Pazuzu right
Pazuzu. That's what
beside
I'm
it.
saying. There's a connection to Pazuzu as well. And again, a lot of the cultures around the world, their mythology, whatever you want to call it, their ancient history, their beliefs, their gods all have similar MOs. You know what I'm saying? They just have a different name. So
Yeah.
it's not a surprise or something far fetched to put the characters together that there's a connection between Pazuzu and these creatures. And again, they're also called devil's pets. So
Oh, that yeah. I'm looking. I'm was reading part of that, and yeah, my grandbaby goes to sleep tonight. She know I had no more little boo boos. I didn't buy them. I did not buy them. But these things look just. See,
well,
I don't know.
yeah.
I get that wolf in sheep's clothing kind of feeling when I look at them with the vinyl face, and it almost looks like to me a Halloween costume or a parka jacket or something. It's just,
Well, it's
I don't know.
cute to a point, but it's still in a creepy
Yeah.
monstery way. But I don't know if you've noticed over the last 20 plus years, the more and more dark characters that they create for children and young and adults. Again, this isn't just children, it's adults. A lot of adults who have had specific programming put in them are very attached to this type of dark but cute kind of characterization. Anime is a huge um, example of that. Anime has been around for a very long time. A lot of people grew up with it, and it's made a huge comeback in the last 20 years. I mean, massive. And I mean, now you even have the whole K-pop Demon Slayer show that just came out with a movie. And I mean, all of this stuff is in that vein of cute, but very dark and demonic undertones. But that cute thing makes it okay somehow. And that, oh, yeah, sure, kids can
Well, and
totally
see, to
be
me,
okay watching this.
yeah, I get that because if you just take Pazuzu and wrap him in a cute furry outfit, you got a Labubu.
Right? Exactly.
It's Pazuzu in a costume. It's Labubu.
But I mean, again, I kind of bring it back to the Annabelle doll. Like everyone is really obsessed with Annabelle right now, and the fact that there's been all these things about it's been gone missing, or it's been traveling around, it's killed people, all these things, right? It has a sorry, I'm having a hard time talking, guys. It has overtones of it's definitely a demonically possessed doll and could possibly possess you or do something evil to you. And the think about like millions upon millions of little tiny Annabelle dolls in a furry costume with teeth
And
in your
every kid in the
home.
world's got them attached to their backpack.
So,
That's
it's like they're upping the level every time they put out one of these fads. And the fact of the matter that they did not even shy away from the fact that it came from Nordic folklore, that it came from a mischievous
troll
being. And
demons.
right, it progressed. The Furby things were weird enough and creepy enough. I mean, I could go down the line of many of these creepy things that they've come out with that they've given to kids, but this is in your face. We're telling you this is an ancient being from quote unquote folklore that we're spreading around into your homes everywhere across
Yeah,
the
they don't
world.
want Dr. Seuss in the kids' library, but by all means, let's put a book about
Yeah.
these little troll demons in there.
And you're gonna pay hundreds of dollars for it.
That's crazy.
Hundreds. I mean, the amount of money that people put into a Labubu doll or a collection of them that could go to their bills or, paying for food for their kids instead of a Labubu. I mean, don't get, look, we all end up giving in at some point and getting our kids something. We want to make them happy. We want to give them gifts, but sometimes we lose sight of what is this gift that our kid really wants something that's good for them for one, and if it's costing this much, that should be kind of a red flag. Like, this is a gimmick, this is something that you don't want in your home and you shouldn't be putting your dollar vote into.
The wild thing to me is I've seen videos of people lining up for like hours
Oh yeah,
with those.
overnight.
Yeah, like they'd have those Pop Mart boxes. It's kind of like a vending machine or a pop up store or whatever in a mall. People be lined up around the mall to get these plastic dolls. Why, folks? Why? I guarantee you, if that $200 you spent on the Boo Boo dolls, if you went ahead and paid that $200 on next month's light bill, you'll appreciate next month's light bill a lot better.
Right.
No.
So I just, I wanted to bring this subject matter up because I just see it growing and growing exponentially and becoming a bigger issue. And the more and more people who get these things, sure, you may not get one of these dolls or have them in, your family, but so many people have them around you. And their behavior is what I would be careful of paying attention to, because you don't know if they have accepted the spirit that's within that doll, because there
True.
is something in there. And that to me is more important to realize, because at some point you got to realize that more and more people are becoming open doors for more and more demonic action, and people are just off the hinge
Well,
on
you
so
simply
many
cannot
levels.
serve two masters. And if
No.
one of your masters is constantly chasing what your neighbor has, I think that's in the Ten Commandments. Do not covet thy neighbor. Why do you need it just because somebody else has got it?
But pay attention, because those who are really entrapped in, look, if you have Edla Boo Boo doll, I'm not saying it's, you're evil or you need to get rid of it or any of that kind of stuff. One of your kids, it's something to be aware of. Keep an eye out, watch the behavior around you when it comes to people who are obsessive over these things, because they're that mischievous, which is trouble starting kind of behavior, as we're seeing more and more escalating throughout the years, especially since the whole lockdown thing, right? Like, how many riots do we need to see? How many people getting into civil unrest do we need to see before we realize there's a spirit behind that? And trouble starting and egging that kind of behavior on is kind of the MO of this particular idol, and it's spreading. So, this is my point. Aside from the doll itself and the evil implications of owning one, it is important to understand that these are everywhere, and many, many people are opening their doors to these spirits, and you're going to see more and more mischievous behavior starting up, things like purge style, the more and more this inundates people's homes and
And
everyday wear.
this is a crazy place to take this, but the thought just crossed my mind because I know you and I have had the conversation before about Manson. Manson swears up and down that he was MK Ultra and that basically something triggered him and he went and did what he did.
Yep.
This is what we're talking about on a black awakening, that people have already been pre-programmed to go purge style. I mean, it's not that far from a concept to some of the theories that we talk about sometimes. I mean,
You,
I know they sound out there, but you had a man who was in a commune doing drugs, going, having, big parties with lots of girls, and all of a sudden he decides to go kill somebody?
Now, I know many of us have had dreams and visions of absolute chaos going around us and people losing their mind and being like possessed and going on like murder sprees and absolutely going insane, right? I know so many of us have had this. This is the point of what is going to trigger that. And these kinds of these objects, they're ingrained in your mind. It's a type of thing to spur that, to trigger that behavior, and to allow those doors to be open that you've already been pre-programmed to accept in and
Yeah.
to start it. And if anybody hasn't heard of Rustistar and the Black Awakening, I encourage you to go look into it. It is a there's a lot. He has a lot of extensive information, so it will take time to kind of go through it. But I suggest you do that because I think we've been seeing more and more of this happening. Nobody said that it has to happen on the same moment. This is like a growing thing where this Black Awakening is taking over. And at some point, it's going to be in absolute mass and in chaos. And all like the music, these
Everything.
fads, all these things are built to trigger these things within you, this pre-programmed stuff. Even if you didn't go through some of the more hardcore things that some of us have gone through, that you still watch television, you've still seen movies, you still have listened to music at points in your life, you've still read books in school that have this pre-programmed thing within it. I mean, I know everyone's probably read 1984 by now. That was required reading in school back in the day for me, including A Brave New World, which I had to read in elementary school, which don't even get me started on that. Okay. But that is an inappropriate book for anyone in elementary school. I can't. But regardless, this is something that all of us have experienced through society, and this is awakening this. This is part of a triggering mechanism. And now they're boldly stating, hey, this is based off of a mythological demonic creature called
Well,
the devil's pet. So,
and as far
yeah,
as
get it for
the
your
Black
kids.
Awakening goes, I mean, our viewers, the ones that view us on the regular, I think they're pretty aware of what the regular awakening is because we're all getting there. We're
Yes.
seeing the veil is falling. Their magic, whatever you want to call it, veil. We're seeing beyond it now. As many of us that are becoming awakened and seeing the truth, there may be just that many going in the opposite direction. And you'll notice that everybody has become more aggressive. And when we talk about all of the things that influence it, it's the radio and the TV and the music and the movies and the internet and the TikTok and those forces of bad juju, whatever you want to call it, are all working in those forms to program the Black Awakening side. It's a simple fight against good and evil. You've seen it in every comic book, but unfortunately, we live in it more every day than we ever thought we did. Like every decision in our lives is good or evil, I guess you'd
Mhm.
say.
I know we've gone on this subject probably a little longer than expected, but I just, again, it was more along the lines like, yes, be aware of this doll. Don't buy one if you can, but just be aware of the people around you who are carrying these things, because the you just need to pay attention to their behavior and make sure that you are fully protected in the armor of God when you're surrounded and with a lot of things in this world.
I agree. We need to be, and I think we all need to be more conscious of who made it, who they are, and what their beliefs are.
Yeah.
And when, if you take the time to investigate that into anything, a product you buy or a company you do business with, find out who you're doing business with. Who are you giving your dollar to? And what is that person doing with those dollars? Are those dollars working against us? Are they, you know what I mean? Are they using those dollars for nefarious purposes? Because if you are buying it, you're just feeding their system. So we were going to talk about two things today, guys, but I think we're going to little boo boo want it.
Oh
Shannon,
no, I was totally ready to hear your other
what?
stuff.
Well, I mean, we can go into it. I wanted to say hey to everybody in the audience. I think we got some of our regulars here. Joe, Carol. I know Mike is out there. Hey, Mike. Mike is a part of the team. He's always helping out on the other side.
Yay, Mike.
We got Mr. Mission Control. Um, we got Carol and Trish. I've seen quite a few out there. The only other thing we were going to talk about today, I just found this interesting. I kind of wanted everybody else to look at it. I think this was, let's see what the date was. I don't know if they got a date on this. This was some months ago. I ran across this clip of this trophy and it sparked my interest because the movie Contact with Jodie Foster is immediately what come to mind when I saw this. And this is probably going to go into commercial, but this is President
Oh,
Trump with the White House for the FIFA World Cup, this trophy. But remember in the movie Contact, hang on, let's see. I think I actually have an image of it I pulled off the
yeah,
internet today. Remember
wasn't
that?
it like, yeah, like the machine that
And
created
it
the
dropped her
portal?
through it. Yup. Okay, well see that is what come to mind when I saw them with this trophy. Okay, y'all, I'm Ingersoll Lockwood. I check it almost every day. It's a whole, whether it's real or not, it's a really interesting rabbit hole with some government documents that have been declassified that you would never know were out there. But anyway, in Ingersoll Lockwood, he keeps referencing to Looking Glass, which would be a time travel or time viewing device. Wizard of Oz is about time travel. We've established the yellow tie. If you will watch his tie when he talks about different things, his tie will be particular colors. Colors are important. They're signifying to all of their friends what this
It's
is in reference to.
it's a code,
It's a code.
secret
Everything's a
code.
code. Yep. So I've got the sound cut off. Let's see. All right, I'm going to speed it up.
You know, when I first saw that, it reminded me of the one of the type of angels that Enoch had described in the
Yep.
book of Enoch, which then you said the contact thing. I was like, oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah, it looks like
Which
the thing from Contact.
I wonder. See, there's the wondering, there's the questioning. I wonder if those types of angels have a way of creating portals. Fun
See, I
thought.
wonder about the Stargate, and I agree, mission control. I think Looking Glass is a probability AI algorithm for
Mm-hmm.
DARPA. I agree with that. But
Yeah.
there's this constant underlying in the Ingersoll Lockwood about Looking Glass and time travel, and then there's the books and the Baron Trump and the Last President. I don't know if it's a first player game or not, but I tell you what, I spent a lot of time decoding it. But this trophy and Contact, the movie, and then the Book of Enoch, like you say, and it's supposed to be. And if you look at that and you look at an atom, and
Oh
then
yeah.
my brain jumps over to CERN, and
Hmm.
yeah, it just went haywire when I was looking at this. So this is one of my current rabbit holes.
And
I
didn't
want.
he say that it can travel?
Oh yeah, he says it'll stay here sometimes, but it can travel.
See,
That was one of
that's
the
weird
things that,
to
yeah, when
say.
he made the travel comment with the yellow tie on, and, he gets to keep the key.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I was online earlier when we got on here. I wanna zoom in at the face of that trophy and see what all those engravings and inscriptions are, and it may be nothing, it may be a dead end, but I just thought it was very interesting for that trophy to look like that. And the other trophy that they have for the thing, it looks like a twisted tree root with a globe on top of it.
Hmm.
Daniel sent me a picture of it earlier. We were talking about it. But that looks like the thing from Contact to me. That's where my brain went.
That that movie is very interesting in itself, just with the whole concept of the portal kind of thing. But it's all, of course, an alien agenda.
Yeah, they're coming out hard with this disclosure stuff. It's been like everywhere, and they are using the word disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. So why are
Oh
you
yeah, I
trying
just
so
got.
hard?
Huh?
The
What?
government,
Oh,
the disclosure word, they are trying so hard to use that word and push it on us like it's going to make us accept the information easier, is what I gather from it. Because if they say it's disclosure, we're supposed to feel like it's a fact, like it's the truth. Here you go, here's disclosure. That doesn't make it fact or truth.
what's interesting is a friend of mine sent me today this interview where this man is talking about this well, he called it a documentary, but this video that had been circulating on the internet years ago. It was apparently from the 90s when it was filmed, and it's an interview with with what they call, quote unquote, an alien being. I remember watching this years ago, and it's not the exact depiction of what you would consider a gray alien in everybody's depiction, but it's similar, and it's got flesh tones, and it's a very creepy video. A lot of people have been out there who have tried to debunk it, all of these things, right? I remember watching it forever ago, and of course I think to myself, this is some kind of demonic creature, but I mean, people are up on the alien thing, so that is what it is. But now they are about to present that in a congressional hearing. So they're now going to present this film that to us was put out as like some kind of conspiracy, video forever ago, and that many of us, I'm sure, have seen. And now they're going to present it to Congress like it's actual, real evidence for alien life. So that being said, that
And
tripped me
folks, that's
out.
brought to you by the same people that run NASA.
Yeah.
It should be like when they come out with this information anymore, it should run like one of those commercials, for that Pharmakia makes, and you get the 372 side effects that they read really, really fast at the bottom. Like, could cause intestinal bleeding, could cause headache, could cause fever, could cause
Right.
this, could cause that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you go and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die if I take it, I'm gonna die if I don't take it. So I think anything that says disclosure anymore should have that fine print side effect warning on the bottom that we all get to read. They got to say the silent part out loud.
Well, it's there's been this has even been on the news several years ago where a man came out and said he works with, the Israeli government, and that Trump knows, oh, sorry, Dump knows, whatever you want to call them, about the existence of aliens and blah, 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 and the existence of the Galactic Federation of Light. And this is something I have had experience with because I came out of the whole New Age thing. Um, when I became born again Christian, that's what I came out of. And I used to listen to those ridiculous channeled messages with the Galactic Federation of Light. And they straight said that on news. Like, Trump knows that these things exist. This is what they're called. And now I've watched a few shows that it's all about aliens where they're talking about the Galactic Federation of Light. And I'm like, this is the same thing that Star Trek is based off of. This guy had dreams and channeling sessions with the Galactic Federation of Light and created Star Trek. This is all based off of this stuff. And so this is becoming more and more prevalent. I guarantee you they are going to mention the Galactic Federation of Light at some point in these congressional hearings. And when that happens, I'm like, I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm
I'm
out.
done.
I'm leaving. I mean, I'm already out, but I'm
Well,
out.
see, I wonder a lot of times, and we know that the movies and the TV and the music, that it's all programming us and putting, propaganda, agendas, subliminal messages. All these good things are going on at work at what we're seeing and hearing. They are assaulting our senses, so to speak, because we talked about our hair being a sense yesterday. But when you're watching these shows, like, I don't know why, but I love zombie shows. Not the bloody, gory ones. I want the, like, Walking Dead ones where there's which that
That
is
is
kinda
pretty
gory.
gory. I was like,
Well
wait a second.
well, it is pretty gory, but it's not scary gory.
No,
It's
just
I
gross.
like the whole thing I like about that is the actual interaction and storyline of the people. Um, but are they desensitizing us to a future situation probability?
Oh yeah, they've been doing that for, I mean, how long have zombie movies been a thing? What,
Well,
like
and
since the 60s? George
did you
Romero,
ever
right?
I think it was on one of the major channels. It was called Strain. Did you ever watch that?
That was the first thing, or just another show you're talking about?
No, it's another show I'm talking
Oh,
about. It's called The Strain.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips of it, and I know that there are a few people who have broken down some stuff, like Casey from the Stars. Again, love you, Casey. Shout you out. But I haven't personally seen it.
It's a very unique zombie vampire version
Hmm.
of an idea. I don't know. It's interesting. Because I think that's the one where it's actually no. That's not the one I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the new one. It's called All of Us or something. It's like a
Oh,
second
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us,
The
yes, and
Last
it's
of Us.
remember we were talking the other day about the rabbits and the deer that are coming out with these like
Yep,
cordyceps fungus? Think about that show because that
exactly. And now there's a spider. They've just said a spider that are, it's a house type spider that comes in, and they now have this zombie like fungus. It's just spreading to all kinds of creatures.
all right, Mr. Mission Control over here is hang on a second, buddy. We were talking. I got to go back and read. Let's see. What did he say? Uh let's see. The Galactic Federation is referring to Elon Musk Colossus XAI Tech Federation, which is an intergalactic monetary system of crypto. Now, the Intergalactic Federation of Light refers to the light which was brought to us by who, ladies? The Black Bear. Correct. Well,
Light bear, the light bearer. But yeah, that's it. But see, the Galactic Federation of Light's been kind of out there in the New Age thing since like the 60s and 70s. Um, but I find it interesting that Elon Musk is taking that and using that in his program.
I watched
It's
the thing on him
basically
earlier.
it's basically they're all priming you. It's all so, and here's the thing, right? In the Galactic Federation of Light, and here's where this is a scary thing, and this is where I feel a lot of deception can be played out even amongst those who believe in the kingdom of heaven and Jesus Christ. They're they are saying, the Galactic Federation of Light is saying that Jesus, Buddha, all of these different deities that have been throughout history are all part of this Galactic Federation of Light, and they're called ascended masters. So therefore, they are changing the narrative just enough for you to believe in, oh yeah, sure, I can believe in Jesus. This is, Christianity, but really he's just a part of this whole like super friends, like Galactic Federation of Light. He's an ascended master just like all the other gods, right? That's where a lot of this deception is going to come, because this quote unquote fake invasion that is going to end up coming out to the forefront that they're pushing is
With
going to make you,
disclosure.
yeah, it's going to make you question your faith. It's going to make you believe that the God that we know to be true isn't what we've been told. So that's where that stuff gets really scary, because they're integrating all of these quote unquote characters throughout history that have been, they're, gods for these cultures, and all working together with Jesus, because they're all just ascended masters, guys. They're all working for the same team against the archons, the reptiles. I mean,
Yeah.
this is literally the
What is the
narrative.
show? American Gods that come out 3 or 4 years ago. I only watched the whole first season was bizarre, but it goes through. You don't realize it when you first start watching it because it's just strange. But after you watch a few episodes and you're kind of figuring out, okay, that each one of these characters in the show is a god. It was a god of old, or a god of new, or it's Odin.
Mhm.
One dude is like a leprechaun. He's not short. He's tall and redheaded, but he's a leprechaun. It was just wild. And there's like this god of the digital tech, and he's like,
Okay, yep.
yeah, it's out there. Yeah, it talks about all those
Oh.
gods, and I watched like season 2, and I couldn't even keep up with the chaos in this thing of all these gods fighting about who was supposed to be. And it talked about in there like how a god of old no longer was paid homage, so he just kind of faded away. It's like this intergalactic battle of
Yeah.
all of that. It's wild.
I mean, okay, so as I was talking about shows now that I'm seeing, okay, I obviously know that aliens are not aliens. That's just how I believe. I believe they're demons. But yes, I have watched the show Resident Alien, and it is really funny, but
I
it
love
is just,
Resident
yeah,
Alien.
it is disturbing on some levels. We won't go there, but towards in that last season, well, not the last season, but the season 3, you get introduced to the Galactic Federation. They don't say of light, but it is exactly the Galactic Federation of Light. And the
Mhm.
characters, like the alien characters that he is describing or that you see coming through from the Galactic Federation, are literal aliens that they describe as beings in the whole Galactic Federation of Light nonsense in the new age stuff. So it's like it
It's
is right
everywhere.
there in your face. And they're just like, we're poking fun at it, but it's serious, guys. But no,
Well, and you don't realize, like I said, when you're looking at who is writing these movies, who's directing them, who's filming them, what film house has put up the money for it, everybody has an agenda. Simply, every person in that industry has an agenda, whether it be to make money or to push an idea. A lot of times they can push an idea with their agenda and make money all at the same time. But there was some other show I was watching the other day, and like 3 minutes in, we're already like off track. It's supposed to be a cop show. I think I told you about it. And like 3 minutes in, we're at the
oh yeah, yeah.
LGBTQTRSTV bar.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just too much. Let's
It
see. Yeah,
well,
the juice produced these movies. We are well aware, Mr. Mission Control, about the juice and the things that they own, because those two the two biggest corn producers on the
mhm,
internet are backed by juice boxes. So corn is juice. Just FYI, corn is juice.
mhm.
It's
They're
about degrading the moral fabric of a country. I'm reading the comments. We're about to close up, guys. We'll probably be ending here in a second. I think Shannon has a motherly duty she has to go
Yes.
contractually take care of today because she's a mom.
Back to
Those
school night.
Yeah, these are the lovely things we're normal people just like you. We promise. We do the exact same things. We come sliding into the living room in front of the laptop going, skirt, it's time for a show. And then you go running back out the door to open house night at the high school. So
Yeah,
that's the way
and
our lives work.
if you're anything like Roxy and me, you're doing that plus 20 other things with yeah, at all times.
I've began to have trouble focusing because while we were sitting here talking, you mentioned like three different things, and I've written them down. I'm like, oh, there's three new
Right?
rabbit holes.
Yep. There's I do the same thing with you. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna write that one
We're
down.
gonna write that one down. We're gonna talk about that later. We got to get into this off air. That way we don't have to say juice box.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
guys. Well, you've probably had enough of the giggles for today. We Shannon and I are really good at giggling.
yeah. Although we kept it to a minimum today in comparison.
We did. We were very mature today, which is unusual for us. But I am trying to practice a new thing of one thing that I am grateful for and one thing that I am hopeful for. So today my thing is I'm grateful for my family and my friends, and one thing I'm hopeful for is that I get to go on this dirty dancing weekend trip with my sister.
Yes, I hope you have a blast.
I'm still waiting
I
on a
need to
text
see
back from her.
pictures.
Listen, there'll be no lifting. There'll be no lifting on logs. Actually, I think the lake
It's
that was filmed
coming
in is
from
actually dried up. But it's kind of like being on a cruise ship when you go there, all your food, your drink, everything, is included. It's an all inclusive thing. And we've been trying to take one trip a year because even though we live 2 hours apart, we see each other maybe twice a year because of our schedules. But so this is our biannual sister trip.
That's awesome.
If I can get her back on the phone again, because she's working in Tuesdays and she works like a 27-hour day on Tuesdays. So Mr. Mission Control says he can do some Patrick Swayze on the dance floor. So meet
Oh,
us there,
let's
buddy.
go.
We'll do some dancing. We will be having the time of our lives.
I really need video. I really hope you take some video. I
Girl,
need it.
we you may be one of the only people in the world to get to see it, Shannon, because I'm
That's
I'm
fine
not
with me. I'll keep
no
it to myself.
that'll never be public knowledge. I'm not where I was 20. These are not a 20-year-old's knees anymore, Shannon. No.
Uh,
They've
it's all
seen
good.
many
I
miles.
got you.
All right,
I
well,
got you.
everybody have a great evening. Thank you for joining Tuesdays with Shannon and Roxy. And tomorrow's
Blessings
Wednesday.
and salutations.
We will see you tomorrow again on the Supernatural Show with Daniel. Everybody have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.